We are joined now by White House National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan. Jake, thank you for joining us. We are awaiting the release of more hostages today. Will there be Americans among those released?
Well, John, as you know, this first set of hostages, 50 hostages over 4 days, is women and children. And there are 3 Americans in that category, 2 women and 1 child. We have reason to believe one of those Americans will be released today. But until we actually see her safe and sound out of Gaza, we cannot have 100% certainty that it will happen. So we are going to watch this hour by hour and hopefully have a moment of joy where one of the Americans is safely out and ultimately reunited with her family. That's what we are waiting for as we speak.
The child that has been taken hostage all these weeks by Hamas is Abigail Edan. Of course, she was just 3 years old when she was taken hostage, turned 4 just 2 days ago. What do we know about her condition and her fate?
We don't know about her condition. What we know or have reason to believe is that she is still alive, and we are hopeful that she will be reunited with her family soon. But I don't want to say more than that right now because A, I don't want to give any false hope, and B, perhaps more importantly, I want to make sure that Hamas actually follows through with what it is committed to today, and that we see the release of the 13, including 1 American. And I will leave it at that for right now because I'm going to save further commentary on this for the moment when we see that incredible moment when an American is free, when Abigail is free, and we hope it happens as soon as possible.
And I've seen conflicting numbers. What's the total number of Americans held hostage? The 2 women, 1 child, how many total?
There are 9 U.S. citizens and 1 U.S. LPR green card holder for a total of 10 Americans. 3 of them are women and children. 7 of them are men.
And what do we know of the conditions of those that have been released already? Not obviously there have been no Americans released yet, but the Israelis that have been released.
Obviously, this is an incredibly painful, harrowing, difficult circumstance to be held hostage by a terrorist group, to be grabbed from your home. Oftentimes, some of these hostages had family members killed, so the trauma of that is just intense. Physically, many of them are doing okay. Emotionally and psychologically, this is going to take a long time to recover from. And Israel and other countries have mobilized substantial resources to be able to deal with that trauma as we go forward.
In fact, Abigail, now 4-year-old Abigail, her parents were killed.
Yes, her parents were slaughtered right in front of her. And what that little girl has had to go through all of this time, it's just unspeakable. It's unthinkable. It's something that neither you or I could even begin to imagine or contemplate.
Impossible to.
Our hope is that she gets out, gets into the hands of her family, into the loving arms of her family, and that they can help the long, slow process of allowing her to heal and to find the love that she so badly deserves.
Now, this deal includes the release of 3 Palestinian prisoners for every hostage released. And if you look at the celebrations, we'll show it now, in the West Bank, as the Palestinian prisoners were released, some of the people celebrating were waving Hamas flags and chanting, "The people want Hamas." Are you concerned that this deal has given a huge propaganda victory, a reward for Hamas for what they've done?
Well, I can't deny that that Hamas gained some benefits from this deal. One of them is the ability to refit and retool inside Gaza. Another is to try to use social media and other formats to generate some propaganda out of it. And these are difficult decisions that any Israeli prime minister has to make. But this Israeli prime minister made this decision because of the benefit that came with it, which is 50 innocent people coming out of Gaza to be reunited with their families. And there have been past instances where Hamas has gained some benefit for some time for prisoner exchanges and then gone right back to the same kind of brutality and lack of care for Palestinian civilians that has exemplified its rule for the last 15 or more years. And so that often fades fairly quickly.
And the Israeli defense minister has said that when this 4-day pause ends, they'll go back to the fighting with all intensity. Is that your expectation, or do you believe that this pause may be extended for the release of more hostages? There's still going to be some 150 more hostages held by Hamas.
Well, first, John, it could be that the pause is extended for another day or 2 days or 3 days or even more. The ball is in Hamas's court on that, because what Israel has said is that it is prepared to pause another day of fighting for every 10 hostages that Hamas releases. So Hamas could choose on Tuesday, on Wednesday, on Thursday to continue to release hostages, and then the pause would continue. If the pause stops, the responsibility for that rests on the shoulders of Hamas, not on the shoulders of Israel. And then ultimately, Israel is going to want to continue to conduct military operations against Hamas, particularly the leadership of Hamas that were the architects of this brutal, bloody massacre, the worst massacre of the Jewish people since the Holocaust. And Hamas represents a continuing threat to Israel. In fact, Hamas leaders have said on television that they would like to repeat October 7th again and again and again. So Israel does have the right to defend itself. It will take action to suppress and ultimately eliminate the threat that Hamas poses to the state of Israel. And that is what any country would do to defend its territory and its people.
All right. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.